Hi, this is Kimberly Henderson. This is for speech class, and this is my persuasive speech. This is my audience. I can only get 2 people right now, but we're doing what we can. Did you know that women are twice as likely to die in childbirth as they were 20 years ago? It's true. And Black women are even 3 times more likely than other races to die due to systemic racism in our healthcare system and a variety of other factors that we are going to talk about today. As you can see from my graph, the maternity mortality rate by race and Hispanic origins in the United States 2022 and 2023. You can see the bars in the very center of the graph are the Black folks, and everyone else is kind of down around the 13 mark, and as you can see the Black bars are much higher at about 50 per 100,000 live births. Midwifery and a drastic increase in the number of midwives on this planet is the solution to this issue, to this growing public health care crisis. Some of the problems that we're facing is many counties in this country have what is called maternity deserts. About 30% of counties in this country are maternity deserts, and that means that there is no OB or OB department or any kind of maternity health care in those counties, which means women have to travel excessively far to get any kind of health care at all, which can be a barrier to them getting care early on or throughout their pregnancy. And then on top of that, we have systemic racism in our systems. You may or may not know that modern gynecology was created by a doctor named Dr. Sims, who did barbaric surgeries on Black slaves to figure out gynecological procedures. He did about 30 surgeries on some of these women without anesthesia, and that's just the history. That's the beginning of the roots of modern maternity care in our country. We also know that insurance is unaffordable for many people, and even those that are insured are often underinsured. We know that the Great Big Beautiful Bill recently changed people's ability to access insurance, and in many states now it is very hard for people to access state insurance. That used to be much easier to access. We are one of the wealthiest and most powerful countries in the world, and we pay twice as much as other developed nations for our health care, yet we have the worst outcome in maternity health care. We are comparable to Egypt as far as like maternity deaths and things of that nature, which is a developing nation. So as you can see, it's a very bad problem. We have a drastically dropping birth rate, and our politicians have expressed interest in making that birth rate higher. So in order to do so, it would be really good if we could offer care that people wouldn't be scared to give birth because they wouldn't be afraid that they are going to die. So we need more well-trained maternity healthcare providers in every community in the United States. And this affects all of us, whether we have children or not. We were all born, and we all know women and know people that will be having children. So it really is a need for all of us in all our communities. And if we can just visualize for a minute a world in which all women had access to maternity health care by 8 weeks pregnant and had no barriers to accessing insurance and had no problems traveling to a local office or clinic to get their health care because every community had health care, that would be a big step towards combating this problem. A lot of research has showed that women that are served by women of their own race and ethnicity are a lot less likely to die. And so I believe every community needs their own midwives from their own community who know the community intimately and know what healthcare problems they face. Ways that you can support this: you can advocate. There are many advocate groups for midwifery. Most local communities have a advocate group. It's made up usually of midwives and consumers, as well as just mothers that are concerned about the healthcare crisis. You can volunteer your time with them. You can volunteer money. Or you can raise awareness by just speaking about the healthcare crisis in America. You can, if you are still trying to decide what you're doing with your life or what major you want to pursue, you could consider becoming a midwife or a nurse. There's a lot of different volunteer organizations that are definitely directly involved in trying to combat the maternity healthcare crisis. And you can look into some that are local and try to volunteer. And support laws that are making it easier, legislation that makes it easier for midwives to practice. Thank you for your time, and I hope you will all consider supporting this cause.